Hey guys, Oscar 5 here with episode number 60 of our West Brom career mode. You can see here, kicking it off, accepting an offer for Oil Burke of around 20 million. So the man that carried us to the Premier League in the first season will be leaving us. And unfortunately, as you can see there in his final game for the club, he lost 5-0 at home to Manchester United. As we move from the FA Cup into the league, we're taking on Wolves. And Dave Scott going to win the clearance from their header. He's going to play it right into Havertz. Havertz up to Malen, takes it nicely. Looks to get the better of John, can't quite do so as a cleared up field. Zagadou, all the opportunity to knock that one down really nicely. He's 6'4", he's not going to lose a header. Kai Havertz though, throws the ball to Alvarez. Alvarez through to Malen, turns nicely. Going to cut it back to Havertz on the left foot. Strikes it into the back of the net. Boom, 5 minutes in. 1-0 to the good. Kai Havertz, King Kai, doing what he does. Malen's become a lot better as a playmaker as well this season. He's got more assists than he did last season, as well as goals. He's keeping up with his goals, and he's just got he's got just as many goals, but he's got much more assists this season. That's because of Havertz. It's because of Vinicius Jr. Chukwueze scored quite a few more this season as well. But 14 minutes in, the ball's whipped across. Tonali wins the ball though really nicely. Plays it to Havertz. Havertz to Alvarez. Little 1-2 there as Havertz looks to get away from his man. Threads it through to Alvarez. First time ball through to Marlon. One-on-one with the keeper. Strikes it with power on his stronger right foot. Into the back of the net. Into that left-hand side that he loves so much. Doubling our lead. 15 minutes in, we're already 2-0 up against Wolves. Should be a walk in the park for the rest of this game. It's 20 minutes in. Havertz looked to start an attack there, but there's a really nice tackle there. Vlasic, the man that gave away the penalty in the previous time we played Wolves, if you remember that really poor tackle on Chukwueze, I believe it was. But Gibbs White plays the ball to Vlasic. Back to Gibbs White. He's got men ahead of him. Decides to go to Pessina. He plays it to Adama Traore, and Adama Traore once again scores against us. He scored against us last time we played Wolves. He's gone and done it again, having their deficit. And they've got we're not so comfortable now. It's not a walk in the park anymore. But Vinicius Jr., if he's got anything to say about it, he will want to get back in front, back on that 2-goal lead as he plays the ball to Alvarez out wide. Alvarez is going to thread it back in centrally to Havertz. Quite nicely, lays it off to Tonali. Tonali tucks it into the back of the net. 3-1, restores our 2-goal lead. Literally minutes after Adama Traore just put them 2-1, got the goal back for them. But you can see there that one meant a lot to Tonali as we're still not done in this first half. Malen lays the ball off to Kai Havertz. Havertz is going to charge through this back line. Cuts back when he knows he can't really make it any further. Dave Scott! A lot of whip on that one, but it did take a deflection off of Malen, unfortunately. And he was obviously in an offside position. But from that free kick, Johnston plays the ball. Dave Scott heads it back to Zagadou. Out wide to Reece James. Reece James to Alvarez. Alvarez actually gets quite fortunate there to not give away a foul and maybe get a second yellow. But he does retain possession. In the end, Havertz all receives the ball. Malen dinks it over the top. Havertz gets to it first. Havertz, cool, calm, just with the slightest little touch on the end of it. Makes it 4-1 with his left foot. Puts it into that near post past Johnson. And I think the sale of Johnson to get Collins as a first teamer, I think is a very good idea. If we had kept Johnson for maybe a bit longer, Collins wouldn't have grown as much. But a great little free kick there. But a great save by Johnson. Dave Scott yet to score a free kick yet, but he's had a lot of them on target. As Mendy plays the ball to Tonali. Tried to play it first time to Malen, but couldn't quite get to it as he wins back the ball with a very nice interception. Havertz now threads one over the top to Malen. He gets to it first before any defender strikes it, but Johnston gets out of his goal. And he actually gets a nice little hand on that one to not allow it to go into the back of the net. But that's going to be really his final chance of the game. Pretty good game for us. 4-1 is going to be the final score. A bit annoying that we conceded and couldn't keep the clean sheet. But we got the victory. That's all that matters as we move into transfer deadline day. And obviously with the sale of Oil Burke, we need to bring in a rotation player. So we're going to go in for Haaland from Brighton. 22 years old. Striker. He's actually 82 overall. They wanted a shitload of money for him. We didn't want to give him that much for he's going to be a rotation striker. We did not want to give him. You don't want to give someone 41 million for a rotation player. We're not Man City spending like 50 odd mil on Riyad Mahrez to be a rotation winger. But in the end, we decide to walk away and we go to Diego Simeone, who has a 33-year-old Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up for sale. His current value is 18 million. We go right in with that 18 million valuation. They say 19.7. We add an extra 500k onto the evaluation of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's going to be a hard one to say. But we do agree on a deal. We go to Aubameyang. He doesn't want a important, he doesn't want a crucial, he doesn't want a rotation. He wants a sporadic first team role. He's the same rating as Haaland. He wants 2 years. He's probably going to retire here. And his wages, 66,000. We offer him the exact same that he's currently on. He's absolutely fine with that as well. So, he's actually more than fine with it. He actually wants a wage decrease by 5,000. And he just wants a little bit of a signing on bonus. I'm absolutely fine with that. We've signed up a new rotation striker in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He can teach Malen, along with, well, fighting with him for his place in the squad, but he can teach him things. Obviously, he's not going to be a first teamer. He doesn't want to be a first teamer, but he can come in late in games, play in the rotation squad, in games against weak sides, and he can also come on if he's needed, if Malen gets injured. He's a good enough player to come in, up striker, and put in a good performance. As you can see there, we haven't got the best of scout reports recently from Nigeria, Bolivia, and Morocco. We've had a couple of good players, but not the best. No kind of 90 to 94 players that we had from the likes of Belgium and stuff like that. But we do move into the final game of the episode. It's going to be against Chelsea in the Premier League. We've got a good record against Chelsea, and if we can keep up our good performances, keeping up with Liverpool at the top of the league, one of us is going to drop points sooner or later. If not, there is the game right at the end of April between ourselves and Liverpool. That's going to be a title deciding game, basically. But, as I said, we're going to go and face Chelsea at the Hawthorns. Aubameyang's not going to start this game, obviously. He's not a starter. But he will come on late in the game, and he'll have an impact. He's not as quick as he used to be, but he's still got a nice finish on him. As Vinicius Jr., 5 minutes into the game, charges past the Chelsea defence. He's got men in the middle he could aim for, decides to go it alone, cuts back inside, strikes it. But it is just wide and goes, well, not just wide, that's a pretty poor shot from that close. It shouldn't be going that wide. But Kepa, from the goal kick, clears it away. Tielemans can't win the header and it falls perfectly to Malen. Alvarez dinks one over the top, back to Malen. Dinks it over the head of Sula on the strike. Wide of the post. Sula's he's having rings running around him by Malen this game. As Kante charging forward. He's got options to pass to, decides to go to Alex Iwobi out wide on the left hand side. Dinked across to Werner. His header straight at Collins, looking to start a counter-attack 23 minutes in. He finds Tonali. Tonali lays it off to Reece James, the former Chelsea man himself. Alvarez looks to turn, can't quite find anyone, can't quite find any space forward, so he decides to go back to Tonali. Nothing wrong with that. Dave Scott to Malen. Malen turns, and he's ready to use his pace, but he decides to go instead to Vinicius Jr. He's going to cut inside with a nice little elastico, lays it off to Kai Havertz. Havertz to Malen, turns Sula brilliantly, 1-on-1 with the keeper, strikes it hard, strikes it with precision, and he makes it 1-0 to West Brom. 27 minutes into the game. Very, very nice little piece of play from one end to the other, pretty quickly as well. But Odriozola tries to drill that one hard and low. We can't quite get the ball away, but we do, unfortunately, keep playing it off of their players. But luckily for us, that's the third time that's happened. We do eventually find Mendy, who has a lot of space, not being pressed, and he can get the ball away. Decides to go to Tonali. Tonali's going to try and charge forward, as he always does. Plays the ball to Alvarez. Alvarez to Reece James. Back to Tonali. Turns, and just before halftime, we look to double our lead. Tonali once again lays the ball off to Malen. Malen to Havertz. Havertz back to Malen. Little 1-2 to them. Sula once again gets turned by Malen, and Malen from a very, very difficult angle for that left-hand side of the goal once again. Doubles his goal tally in the game. Doubles our goal tally in the game. Makes it 2-0. He's looking for that hat-trick. He's got 45 minutes to get that last goal. And it's a very, very good performance by him. As Malen plays the ball out to Vinicius Jr. The run is being made by Ferland Mendy out on his left-hand side. Down the left-hand side, he's got Havertz to aim at. He's got Malen. And he decides to go to Alvarez at the back post, but Kepa can punch it away. Vinicius Jr. on the volley. Just wide of the post. And you can see here, on comes number 19. That is the new signing, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, making his debut. He's got 20 minutes to shine. And we've brought him out on the right-hand side, for Alvarez. And with 6 minutes left in the game, Lamar out on this left-hand side for Chelsea. Plays it centrally to Yuri Tielemans. He's going to play it to Timo Werner. Back to Tielemans. Strikes it really nicely, but Collins gets a hand on it. And we do eventually clear it away, forcing them to put it out for the goal kick. That's how the game's going to end. 2-0, 3 points for us. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.